Jimmy Savile did not evade suspicion because he was invisible. He evaded it because he was everywhere. On television, inside hospitals, beside politicians, celebrities, and senior public figures. He raised millions for charity while the country applauded. After his death, hundreds of people came forward with allegations spanning decades. The question is not how Savile hid, it is how he made being seen look like innocence. Savile built 3 shields around himself: fame, charity, and eccentricity. He presented Top of the Pops and Jim'll Fix It, programs that placed him close to children and made him appear safe. His strange clothes, cigars, and disturbing jokes were dismissed as part of the act. Behaviour that might have alarmed people in anyone else became just Jimmy. Eccentricity did not conceal his behaviour. It trained people not to take it seriously. The BBC gave him celebrity. Celebrity opened hospital doors. Charity turned access into authority. At Stoke Mandeville Hospital, Savile was connected to the abuse of 60 people between 1968 and 1992. There were 9 informal complaints and 1 formal complaint. None was taken seriously. Some of the victims were patients with severe spinal injuries who depended upon the hospital for specialist care. The institution that should have protected them had already presented Savile as someone worthy of trust. That was the mechanism. Each institution borrowed trust from the others. Broadcasters saw a celebrated fundraiser, hospitals saw a national television star, politicians saw a man welcomed by broadcasters and hospitals. Nobody appeared to be trusting Savile alone. They were trusting everyone else who had already trusted him. But warnings existed. In 2003, a woman gave police a statement alleging that Savile had assaulted her years earlier. She said she did not initially want to support a prosecution, but might reconsider if other victims were found. The record was marked restricted, seemingly because of Savile's celebrity status. That meant later officers could not see information that might have revealed a pattern. 3 more complaints were investigated in Surrey in 2007. Another was investigated in Sussex in 2008. The allegations existed. They simply remained separated. Everybody held a fragment. Nobody assembled the photograph. Savile understood the imbalance perfectly. Many of those accusing him were children, patients, or people already made vulnerable by the institutions controlling their lives. He was the famous fundraiser welcomed by the adults in charge. They were expected to explain why that trusted man had harmed them. His reputation did more than bring victims within reach. It attacked their credibility before they had even spoken. A child against a television star. A patient against a hospital benefactor. One frightened voice against a room already decorated with proof that he was a good man. This did not require one enormous conspiracy, it required dozens of smaller failures. A rumour dismissed. A complaint contained inside one department. A manager unwilling to challenge valuable talent. A police record hidden from later investigators. A victim left believing nobody else had spoken. The system protected Savile not through one coordinated decision, but through repeated decisions not to look any closer. Official reviews later identified failures in information sharing, complaints procedures, and attitudes towards powerful personalities. Then, in October 2012, an ITV documentary broadcast allegations from 5 women who said Savile had abused them when they were teenagers. Hundreds of others came forward. Once their accounts were placed beside one another, behaviour previously dismissed as rumour, eccentricity, or isolated misconduct became a pattern stretching across decades and institutions. The evidence had not suddenly appeared. It had finally been connected. Savile's greatest disguise was not his costume. It was his usefulness. He brought audience to broadcasters, money and publicity to hospitals, status to anyone photographed beside him. Too many organisations benefited from his presence. That gave them a reason to welcome him and, consciously or not, a reason to resist anything that threatened the arrangement. This is how a dangerous person hides in plain sight. Not by convincing everyone that nothing is wrong, by ensuring each witness believes they are alone, by making the accusations feel less believable than the reputation, and by surrounding himself with institutions whose authority reflects back onto him. Jimmy Savile was not invisible. He was displayed to the country, and the display became the disguise.